Hello, I am just going to be talking about my experience with Invisalign. I recently just finished my Invisalign and I just thought it might be helpful to share my experience with it and help you if you are deciding between braces or Invisalign, or if you just want to see if it's worth it. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is why I chose to do Invisalign in the first place. So basically what made me start wanting to even think about fixing my teeth was I had braces when I was younger. I had braces on both the top and my bottom teeth, and then I got them off when I was in high school. Once I got them off in high school, you're given a retainer to wear on your teeth. I just didn't wear them because I was a kid and decided that I didn't want to wear my retainer. And I honestly had no idea where it went. And so my teeth started to shift back because when I did have braces the first time on my teeth, there was major repairs that were going on. Repairs isn't the right word, but I had to do a lot of work to fix my teeth because my jaw was too small to house all of my teeth. And basically what happened was it was called an appliance, and that was at the roof of my mouth, and every week or so my mom had to use a key and turn it to expand my jaw. And so once I stopped wearing my retainer, then my jaw started to go back in again, which was causing my teeth to shift. Specifically, this tooth right here, that one was shifting and completely curving in. And then I just wasn't happy with my smile anymore. And it sucks because I had straight teeth in high school, and then now as an adult, my teeth were shifting. And it's just sort of a confidence thing that I felt like I wanted to have straighter teeth. And that was just sort of my reasonings for looking into it. When I started looking into the process of getting braces again, getting a retainer, getting something to try and straighten my teeth again, I was looking at the different options. So obviously there was Invisalign, there was getting braces again, there was Smile Direct Club, and I personally decided to go the Invisalign route because I didn't like the reviews that I was reading about Smile Direct, and although it probably would have been cheaper, I decided to go with Invisalign, and it honestly was the right choice for me. And I didn't want to get wire braces on again because I felt like I was past that point in my life where I wanted that. I wanted something that was a little bit more subtle and that I could fit in my lifestyle, and that was Invisalign for me. What I needed to do was then get a consultation. So I had gone to my dentist and they don't do Invisalign there. So instead they referred me to an orthodontist. And so I met with an orthodontist and I had my initial consultation, and he told me exactly what I needed, how long it would have been. So basically I needed just the Invisalign only on the top. I was lucky in that regard because I did have a permanent retainer on my bottom teeth. I still have a permanent retainer on my bottom teeth, and that kept my bottom teeth straight. They are perfectly straight. I don't have any problems with my bottom teeth. It was only my top teeth that were an issue. So when I was talking to my orthodontist about my top teeth, I was only going to need Invisalign on the top teeth. And then when we went through the consultation, he told me the aftercare steps as well, which was that I was also going to get a permanent retainer on my top teeth and then also have to wear a retainer over top of that at night, which was the sort of like aftercare I was kind of expecting. But I did really appreciate the fact that I was going to have a permanent retainer because it kind of made it so that I knew I wasn't going to have to do this process again. Because quite honestly, Invisalign is very annoying, and I was not going to do Invisalign again. I just wasn't going to do it. And I'm glad that I most likely will not have to. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna wear my retainer. So along with the consultation was the cost of Invisalign, and Invisalign is very expensive, ridiculously expensive. And the problem is a lot of insurance when you're an adult doesn't cover it. So despite the fact that I was in Canada and I have benefits under my dad's work plan, that did not matter because I wasn't under the age of 19. So I got absolutely no coverage. I had to pay all of it out of pocket. And I'll tell you, for only doing Invisalign for 10 months and only on the top of my teeth, it was $4,000 that I had to pay out of pocket. Now, the thing that is good about orthodontists is that it's not something that you have to do up front. I did put down a deposit. I think I put down $500 or $1,000, I don't remember. So you put down an initial amount and then after that you pay monthly. So my monthly payments were like $200. So it is still very expensive. Like, it's expensive to pay $4,000 over the course of a year as well. It is a lot. Like, I personally work 2 jobs and it was a very big deciding point for myself because I don't know, $4,000 is a lot of money. And I eventually decided to go through with it just because I knew that my teeth were going to continue to get worse because of the work that I needed done. My teeth were going to continue to shift in, and if I can combat that now, I'd rather do that than have to deal with it when I'm like 30 or 40. So I ended up going through with it. So when you go to get Invisalign, they do a scan of your teeth, and that's what I had done. So they did x-rays, they did all these scans on my teeth so that they could digitally make the trays that I had to wear. So I had a total of 20 trays, just the top. Again, I only had Invisalign on the top. With the 20 trays, I had to change them every 2 weeks. And so that's sort of how it went along, and I was done in 10 months because I had to wear this certain tray that I had. So for like week 1, I had to wear that tray for 2 weeks. And that's sort of how the process goes. So every 2 weeks for me, I had to change my tray to the next set. That's how Invisalign works. That's how it shifts on your teeth. Another thing to note is that you have to get, they're called attachments, and they are basically clear things that are glued on your teeth. I had 6 of them. They were unevenly displaced on like my top 6 teeth. So not my front teeth, but like here, here, and here, closer to the front. And those little clear attachments is what your Invisalign grips onto, and that's what helps shift your teeth back and forth. Overall, my experience wasn't too bad with it. Again, I did have it a little bit easier because I only had to wear the trays on my top teeth. If I had to wear it on my bottom teeth, it definitely would have been that much more annoying. You do have to go through the process of when you are like eating out, or I mean, this was during COVID, so it wasn't too bad because I wasn't really going out to restaurants, but after I'd eat at work, I would have to then brush my teeth or rinse out as best as I could and then put my trays back in. And that's the hardest part because you do have to wear your trays for 20 to 22 hours a day, and that's how they work. So you're wearing it pretty much for most of the day. You can only take them out to eat, and you can only drink water with them in. Usually on the second to last day or the last day, I would drink coffee with them in because it didn't really matter if they stained or not at that point, and they weren't going to stain enough for me not to wear it, if that makes sense. So they do kind of get a little discolored. Even though you're brushing your teeth and you're brushing the tray itself, they do get a little bit discolored. So these are what the trays look like, and they're completely molded to your teeth, and you would just put them in and they just snap in, and they're fairly easy. So to clean them, I would just use a toothbrush that my orthodontist gave to me and just regular toothpaste, and make sure I brush them every time I brushed my teeth, which is a little bit of a hassle, to be honest. It's a lot of extra work to go through, and that is why Invisalign's kind of annoying. You know, with when I had braces before, the braces were on my teeth. They weren't removable. And so when I brushed my teeth, I was brushing the braces too. And so to have to do that extra step is very tedious, and it is very annoying. It's annoying when you're out and you can't brush your teeth and you just kind of have to go and rinse your teeth and put it back in, or you have to go without putting it back in. And it's just kind of an annoying process. And so I feel like Invisalign is good for someone who can get into good habits and be able to have the discipline to be able to brush your teeth regularly, to be able to put it back in. Like, you need to be able to wear these 20 hours to 22 hours a day. Otherwise, you aren't going to see a difference. Your teeth are not going to shift properly. Towards the end of my journey, when I had probably about, I think I was on tray 14 of 20, I spoke with my orthodontist and I asked him, I was like, do I still need to wear it every 14 days and then change them? Because it just felt like the process was going longer than I thought it would originally. And it just gets annoying and you want to be done sooner. So I was lucky in my case, my orthodontist allowed me to go to 10 days. And so every 10 days I was switching the trays off, which let me end a little bit quicker than I would have. And that was a blessing. I will show you throughout the video what my teeth looked like before and why I sort of decided to go with Invisalign. And then I mean, these are my teeth now. I am very happy with it. I now have the top permanent retainer in, so I have both a top permanent retainer and a bottom permanent retainer. If you have had braces before, you probably have a bottom permanent retainer, and that one's very easy. I would say it's very simple to like get used to. You just have to make sure you like brush and floss around it very well. Now with a top permanent retainer, it's a lot of metal in your mouth and a lot of glue. If you've never had a top permanent retainer before, I don't know if they do this with everyone, but in my experience with having it, it's a lot of metal in my mouth. There's glue on every single one of my top teeth, the 6 teeth right in front. It's a lot of metal to get used to. I feel like I'm a lot more used to it now, but I can tell with my speech that it is a little different because I can't put my tongue right behind my top teeth anymore, and that affects the way that I talk. I'm also supposed to be wearing the retainer that they gave me like 24 hours a day now, the same that I was wearing Invisalign basically, although the sizing got screwed up with the molds that they did and it's way too big for my mouth. And so if I was trying to learn to adjust to a top retainer and wearing that retainer all the time, then I just wouldn't be able to talk at all. And like, I need to talk at my job, I need to talk, so I do just wear that retainer when I'm home, because otherwise I would not be able to do my job and I would not be able to do anything that I do right now if I was wearing that retainer as well. And so that retainer is basically what the Invisalign trays look like. It's just like a little bit bigger because it has to have room to go over the permanent retainer on the back of my teeth. Overall, I would say my experience with Invisalign was very positive. I did really like the results of Invisalign. Would I do it again? No. I would never do it again because it was very annoying. It was hard to have a social life while like doing Invisalign. So Invisalign's hard. It's hard to deal with. It's annoying. And so like, if you have a child and you're wondering if you should get them Invisalign or traditional braces, I would go the traditional braces route because you need to be very responsible with Invisalign. You need to make sure that you are properly brushing your teeth. You need to make sure that you are carrying cases with you. I was lucky for Christmas last year is when I started Invisalign, and my sister-in-law had gotten me a couple extra cases. So I had one in my purse, I had one at my boyfriend's house, I had one at my bedside, so that you never had to worry about putting Invisalign in like a napkin per se. I do recommend, if you have the option to purchase additional cases, it just makes your life that much easier. Invisalign is good. It is very expensive. Overall, I really do think it was worth it. I think it's going to make me feel that much more confident. Like I like smiling now. It sounds stupid, but like when you don't have straight teeth, it's something that you get self-conscious about, and it just gives me much more confidence. I really do enjoy my smile now. I honestly don't even know if I said everything that I wanted to say because there's just so much to say, but hopefully that helps with any information that you're looking for in regards to Invisalign. Again, I do recommend it, but it is expensive and annoying. But then again, so are regular braces too. With regular braces, you can't chew gum, you can't really eat candy. So there are pros and cons to both, but hopefully if you were looking for some information on Invisalign, this helps a little bit, having that experience. I really do hope that this video was helpful. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I will do my best to try and answer them. So thank you for watching this video.